All right, hey everybody, Billy Rainford from Direct Motocross here, coming at you with another Zoom video interview. This one is brought to you by 100%. This time we've got, we're going to try to keep it a bit quicker this time, but we got somebody, he's a team owner, a Canadian team owner. Just had a rather interesting experience. I mean, as we all know, the Supercross series is about to start up again in Salt Lake City. We did a Zoom meeting with the media, and I asked the question whether what it's going to be like for international riders and team members to cross the border. Is that essential enough? And well, we're about to find out what happens when you try to cross the border. Anyway, I've got Team PRMX owner Julien Perrier hiding out of the camera there. Julien.
Hello.
Give us a clean wave. Thank you, Julien. Hey man, thanks for doing this. I know it's not the greatest of time right now for after what happened. I feel like I just saw you yesterday, perhaps.
No, you just saw me yesterday about like 7 p.m. I'm back home.
Okay, now you're back home, so I guess people who are can you know, think about what happened there. You're guessing he didn't get across the border, obviously. So we're going to get to that, but there's a couple other things we'll talk about here. We'll sandwich the bad news with some good news. Now, it's pretty exciting. We're getting back to racing. You've got a squad. Let's talk about who your team. You've got a new addition. Talk about your team.
450 class, Cade Clayson, Joshua Cartwright. We have Lorenzo Lacurcio on the East Coast 250. Justin Thompson, still injured from the crash and the whoops in Daytona and the big pileup there. And 250 West, Logan Carno, and our newest addition to our little family is Cheyenne Armin, which is not that new because I was the first to bring up Cheyenne in 2014, I think. And I've known him for quite a while too, but I mean, it was just a great fit for what's left of racing.
Right. Good guy, hardworking guy. So it's nice to see him get another shot. Obviously, we all got to know him as he came up here and did the Canadian series. I really kind of latched onto him when I found out he was alone in his van all the way up from Texas a couple years ago. So I had kind of fun getting to know him there.
The privateer story.
The privateer story, right? The classics and stuff. So that was kind of cool. Nice guy, like to say hard worker. But okay, so I guess so they're gonna have to do obviously East and West each night and all that kind of stuff too, right? So it's a busy schedule. It's
good. It's a really busy schedule. It's every Sunday, Wednesday, like till it's over. So it starts with not sure, but I think it's 3 East, 2 West, 1 East, and a showdown.
Oh, to be honest, I didn't. I have the schedule. I didn't even realize it was that. I thought they were going to try to squeeze them all into one race night.
No. East and West is separate, and there's a showdown at the end, a bit like the big final and stuff. So, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there's a big startup plan with everything inside, and like we have to get there 48 hours in advance. The rider, team, and everyone. We need to get tested for. What's the virus name again? I didn't see it enough. It's COVID-19 or something. Yeah, we got to get tested, get some, make sure we don't have any fevers. And if by bad luck we have a negative test, well, the team could be disqualified for 14 days to quarantine.
See, that's interesting, right? So say they go out, everybody's been around, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden you find out, that gets a bit touch and go.
Yeah, exactly. A bit like everything what's going on right now. It's all a bit touchy.
So at least they're going to try. We're going to try to get it going, and hopefully no cases show up, so we don't even have to cross that bridge when we.
I think we'll be fine.
Okay, now you think we'll be fine, but I remember printing something off for you last night, meeting you at your Sprinter van with Fred, not Brad,
Fred.
And you guys went down the 402, which is an hour directly west from here, our border crossing into Port Huron, Michigan.
11 hours from where we live.
11 hours from where you live. I sent you a message about an hour and a half afterwards saying, so I assume you're in. And you sent back, no. Nope. What the heck's going on?
I honestly don't know. I just think we didn't get any luck, if you want, from the guy that, you know, we met, the really nice gentleman there at the U.S. border. Didn't really care what I had to say or what I had to show. He was not letting us in, regardless what papers we had. I had a 27-page document explaining everything. He threw that on the side and he said, I don't want that. I had a letter from Feld saying that, you know, we are an essential work, like business for Feld and for the riders, which are all Americans. And no, it's a legit, really, really, really legit letter. If that doesn't work, well, I don't know what works. So, and he didn't even read it more than the past 2 lines. I don't know if he could even read. So,
Really? Well, I wonder what are essential people. There obviously is people crossing every day, every day for work and stuff like that. I wonder.
yeah, work and business. We're supposed to be able to, with a business purpose, which is what it is right now, and like we hire American riders, which is even better for them. Like we go in their country and spend a bunch of fuel, hotels, food, whatever. Everything comes from there, and we spend. It's not cheap to do what we do, so there's a lot of money going back for them too in there. And I know it's not like NHL or Major League Baseball or something like that, but still legit enough to have like the commission of the sport commission of Utah, authorizing it and stuff like that. So we were maybe overconfident, but we had all the right paperwork, and we done our own works before leaving and saying that, well, we might have to prove a point or something, but we couldn't. Like I asked one question, and the gentleman beside that guy was his supervisor. He told me, I'll give you 2 answers. I'm like, okay. And he told me, answer number 1, I handcuff you, put you in lock in or lockdown or whatever, for 24 hours, I seize your vehicle and blah, blah, blah. And like, okay. He's like, well, option 2 or answer 2, you get the hell out and you go back to Canada. Like, let me think, option 2.
Wow. And so I brought you a couple masks too, right? So I'm sure
Yep.
you're wearing the masks.
Mask, gloves. Like we didn't go there like thinking it would be easy, but we went there really prepared.
Well, you thought you have a legit reason. So, I mean, it's not like, you think you should be.
I'm not going to see someone like there's people that cross the border that I know that went to pick up their RV in Florida. And they let them go. So I'm like, okay, what more do I need to show that guy? I couldn't. Like there was no way we could not. I didn't even want to prove a point. I would just wanted him to read the letters and stuff, and it didn't work out. I called another border in the Watertown, Thousand Islands, and the guy said, well, I can't let you in because these guys didn't.
Yeah, you can't border shop, they call that.
Yeah, I didn't border shop. I just wanted answers to the questions I had. They were legit questions. They were not like stupid stuff. And like, I have decent letter. The guy said, well, please forward the letter to me. So this guy was actually doing his job and looking into it. He's like, unfortunately, I can't let you in from what happened before. And I had like some answers from people in the States that know people in the higher ranked and stuff in the borders saying this letter should work.
How long do you have to wait till you try again?
I can try today, tomorrow, but the land border is not an option.
The land border.
Yeah. The land crossing, you can't. Like it's the guy at New York was nice enough, and he told me like, just fly. Really? And fly, you should be fine. So I went and called the Montreal airport borders and spoken to a gentleman there from the U.S. borders, and he said for flights in the States from Canada, it's business as usual.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay. Now, would Fred go as well?
Yes.
Okay. So and were you bringing? I know you were in Fred's new to him Sprinter van. Was
Yeah.
that full of stuff, or what are you going to do?
It was not full of stuff. Like we had spare suspension, engine, graphics, and, stuff that I can ship. But, nothing crazy. Like we didn't stuff the van to the roof with a bunch of stuff. So that's not the major thing. I was able to, this morning on my way back home, to figure out everything with the bike situation, and the rig is already left for Salt Lake with a U.S. driver that is gonna get paid to drive a rig from a Canadian team, which is not a business, according to them. So, and I had bikes in another place, so I was able to find someone, Logan Litzel, if I'm pronouncing his name. I want to say thanks to him. Uh, he stepped up and helped us really, really good, and just nice kid, and said, yeah, I'll help you out if I need something down the road. I mean, it's a small business, and like you understand what's going on, and like shout out to Logan for doing that for us. And now everything's going to be in Salt Lake,
Okay.
except me.
But you didn't have Cheyenne's race motor, right? 'Cause I know our buddy Brendan Goldstein drove across from Florida.
Oh, that's his practice bike, so it's not a big deal. That's shipped. He's gonna get it Wednesday, I think. And no, I was just, because I did a lot of motor testing and dyno and stuff with Williams Motor Works in Wisconsin, because we couldn't cross back and stuff. So he was really, really helpful, and like he built some good motors and fast motors for the 250 class. And so I had to pick them up because it was Lorenzo's race bike.
Okay.
What are you looking at, Billy? Are you okay?
Yeah, my mom's always lurking in these videos I do. She's lurking over there. I'm trying to see what's
Okay, I see you. I see you lurking too, so that's why.
She's heading out to the front porch with Emily, so it's okay.
You're good. So yeah, so shout out to Jesse Williams at Williams Motor Works to making it happen, even with everything being closed for 2 months and stuff. And again, Logan saving a little bit not my life, but my my butt, just bringing the rest of the stuff out there. So we'll be good. It's just for me, it would be tough not to be there, and I think it would be tough for the guys too if I couldn't make it, because I mean we're quite a lot of riders under the semi and stuff. So like being there helps, but if I really can't make it, I mean they're still gonna have bikes, parts, and a rig to pit out of, and mechanics. Like we will figure everything out if I can't make it, but it would be easier if I would be there.
Right. So now, I mean, obviously with this whole the whole COVID-19 thing, everybody has gone home. Fortunately, or like you say, your riders are American, so they're in the States right there and stuff. So now everyone's heading for a really scrunched down 3 weeks here and stuff like that. So what's everybody doing for like during this whole final 7 rounds?
Well, all the East Coast. Well, Lorenzo's going to stay till the end in Salt Lake, and the 450 guys also. I mean, you can't really go back and forth out of this state, but I know like the factory dudes will go back and train and whatnot. But 250 West needs to be there on the 8th, so it's not too bad for them. They have another like 2 weeks to get ready. So yeah, it's kind of tough at one point, but it's kind of cool at the other point. So we just stay there, do it, and it's over.
Right. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, they're only allowing a certain amount of media in and stuff like that. Like they're cutting back obviously on everything and stuff. So
we cannot be more than 900.
Oh, okay, in total.
Yeah, okay. That's including TV, media, riders, crew, whatever. So that 900 is the max that I will accept in the paddock and stadium.
Okay, well, on the upside, you don't have to sit and stare at the I-80 for a couple of days now. You get to fly, hopefully.
Yeah, but I would probably be there by now. So.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, but no, surprisingly, the flights are really expensive. So we're gonna figure out options and stuff. I do not want to book a flight and get turned around at the border. I called, they said yes, but I'm gonna call again, and I have people calling and asking 10 different questions, so we have answers for everything. So I just want to make sure that if I go there, I'll be able to get in that plane and get there.
Right. Okay. Well, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, we'll have to be in touch assuming you get there. We'll be in touch during the time there to get some.
For sure. If I make it, but like I told the guys, till I don't want to get handcuffed and tased and put into a cell for 24 hours, but I'll do everything I can, like with letters and stuff, and to make it there. So my semi is there, and it's under my name. I assume if you can go get a camper or RV or something, I'm allowed to go get my truck, and it needs to come back. So
Right.
we need to start slowly thinking of possibility to race outdoors if it happens.
Okay, well, there's a perfect segue. Let's, like I said, I didn't want to keep this too long or keep you too long and stuff. It is, it's dinner time right now. But hey, so
Dinner's ready.
okay, summertime racing up here in Canada. Assuming it goes what the schedule. Assuming
Yeah.
it goes there. What's the Team PRMX plan for summer?
Well, it's an East Coast swing, so I mean, it's convenient for us. It sucks for out west people and whatnot, but for us, I live pretty much the furthest round would be Moncton, which is like 9 hours, and all the rest are under 7. So it's doable for us to make it to all the rounds. So yeah, we should be able to pull an effort there. So.
Are you wearing a scarf, or is that actually how thick your beard is?
That's my beard.
That's incredible.
It's like 3 weeks.
Geez, so is this. Okay, one extreme to the other. Okay,
yeah.
Okay, that explains how the rig gets there. What about team riders? Who do we have? What are we looking at for the summer? You got? Can you tell us?
Josh is coming up. If it, like, assuming it's going on, Josh going to race 450. Cheyenne's going to race 250, and Lorenzo Lucurcio should be racing 250 also. But right now, like the focus is trying to get Supercross done. But yeah, that I would like to do like a 3-rider team for the summer, and till Justin Thompson gets back to his riding form and stuff, and see if we can have him by the end, possibly maybe SX or AX tour. Okay. Yeah, that's about it for now. Logan is just indoor guy, so you'll see him at the end of the season. Cade has another plan for the summer, just taking a little bit more around the house with Sarah and stuff, and he wants to focus like Supercross only. We've talked about that before, so yeah.
Okay, I never mentioned too at the border, like, so you didn't even get pulled in. I guess maybe they're not even doing that. That was straight up in the booth.
No. The guy at the booth says, "All right." Oh, he was like really like joyful and stuff. Like, yeah, man, that's gonna be nice. And yeah, you got to go inside, and then inside it like went all the way.
So you really did get. Okay, I thought maybe there's one guy there at that border, because I cross that border all the time. There's a guy, like, I could just be going over to watch go to the Detroit Supercross, and this guy thinks he's on like a case, like he's breaking, like.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's him, but he's like, "What's your status in the USA?" I'm like, "Status?" I'm like, "Sorry, I don't know what that is." He's like, "A status. You should know what a status is." I'm like,
Sounds like it might be the guy. And what question I hate is when they say, how much money do you have? Do you have over $10,000 on you? I'm like, no. And he goes, how much do you have in your wallet? I go, I got like nothing. I've got some Canadian. He goes, well, how can you go down? I'm like, it's called a bank machine. I don't know why they care how much.
They ask the same thing all the time. It's like, no, we travel with credit cards and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't have like how much you have in your account. Well, that's not your business, It's like, I have $100. So it's pretty much so. Yeah,
all right, William. Well,
he was not really nice.
No. If there is one dude there that's just horrible. Every time I pick him every time, of course, right?
I'll get you his name.
That's terrible.
I have it on a signed paper saying that I need to turn around and go back to Canada.
I had one buddy who was a guy, and he's a border guy in Canada, the Windsor crossing, and he said somebody came across one time and he asked him, are you bringing anything back with you? And he said, I won't know until I go see the drop-in clinic.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but anyway, he said that really happened. All right, so when are you trying to make your flight? When are you going to book your flight for? When are you going?
Wednesday.
You're going to try to go Wednesday. Well, Julien, I want to talk about that because it's a pretty important thing. Like, obviously riders are going to be trying to, all these teams up here, top riders, a lot of them are American. We just kind of have to get all our stuff in line. Hopefully
if the borders are not officially open, it's going to be a big problem.
Right.
Because, if you're, like, we're not NHL players or NFL or whatever we're talking about. These guys, they fly all the time, or they fly private. like I don't see any of our factory teams up in Canada flying their riders like, oh yeah, we'll rent you a jet, you'll be fine. So that's going to be pretty interesting to follow, and that's why I'm like not 100% confident on what's going to happen this summer, because I don't even know if I'll be able to have a team up here. So
Right.
so it's going to be something special for sure. I mean, they need to open the borders a little bit, at least for, a little bit more like compliance. Is that the correct word?
Sure.
So is it?
Who knows? I'm sure.
Okay, that's fine. I'll start speaking French.
Yeah, that'd be better. All right, Julien. Well, hey, man, I thank you for that. Sorry you had to go through that. That must have been pretty stressful. Like, I know I said you could stop in here on your way back and crash if you needed to, but you.
No, I just wanted to go back home and figure everything out like I did today. Everything's figured out. I just need to see if I can go in. But yeah, it's everything's stressful with having a small privateer team like that. Everything, like the COVID got us pretty bad with everything, with sponsors, with payments and stuff, and it's like, yeah, okay, it's a real thing. So
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, good luck on Wednesday. We'll be in touch again for sure. And
you'll text me. I assume you make it, and then I'll be like, yes.
Yes. Hopefully we get the in a Utah accent.
I don't know what that is, but we.
All right, buddy. Well, say hello to Veronique and the little baby.
James.
Little James.
Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say hello, bonjour.
Hello, bonjour from me. Okay, man. Well, hey, thank you very much. Good luck to your team, guys.
Thanks, Billy.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right, see ya.